Okay, so this video is if you are struggling with number one, you're going to be watching this. Number one is 8 1/6 times times 4 2/3. I am going to use my partial product strategy, which means I will be taking 1 8/6 and multiplying it into 4 different products. So I'm first going to start with 8 times 6 and then 8 times 2/3. Did I say 8 times 6? I meant 8 times 4. I have got 8 times 2/3. So 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 2/3. Now I know I can think of this as 8 over 1, which means 8 times 2 is 16 thirds. I am going to change that into a mixed number right away because I know that I'm going to be adding up all of these numbers together. And so turning it into a whole number with a fraction is going to help me in my next step. So I want to think about, well, how many times does 3 go into 16? It goes in 5 times, which is 15 with 1 left over to make 16. All right, for my 2 other partial products, I have 1/6 times 4 and 1/6 times 2/3. Oops, I'm running out of room here. Yep. All right, 4 is, I can think of it as 4 over 1 if I would like. So 1 times 4 is 4, and 6 times 1 is 6. All right, so right away I notice I have, in the end, I'm going to need to add them together. This one's a third and this one is a sixth. Those can both be turned into sixths. All right, numerator times numerator, 1 times 2 is 2, and 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, all right. So my next step is to add all of these together. I am going to start by adding my whole numbers together. I see 32 and 5. And 32 plus 5 is 37. Now I need to add all of my fractions together. So I'm actually going to line them up. Let's see. 1/3 plus 4/6 plus 2/18. Now, I have 3 different denominators. If you were struggling with this problem, it's probably because of all of these various denominators. So I have to find a denominator that's common. I know that all of these guys can turn into 18. They all have a common multiple of 18 because 3 times 6 is 18. Whatever I do to the denominator, I need to do to the numerator. 1/3 is the same as 6/18. And I know that 6 times 3 is 18. So that's 12/18. And I'm going to keep 2/18 as it is. I need a common denominator because I've got 12/18 plus 6/18. Ooh, these together is 18/18. I can see that right now. The reason I say ooh is because I know 18/18 is the same as 1. I'm running out of room. So in order to give myself some space, I'm going to put up another Post-it note if I can find it. Okay, there we go. All right, so 18/18 is the same as 1. And I still need to add that 2/18. I can just plop that guy on right there. So now I can't forget what I was trying to do. I first added my wholes, then I added these fractions, and I added this last fraction on, which means now to get the total product, I must put these together. So 37 plus 1 2/18 equals 38 and 2/18. If you put this into the form, you would be correct. You could also simplify this down because I know that 2 can fit into 18. So 38 and 1/9 would be also correct. This would be the simplified version. I believe I put both of these as possible answers. I hope this video helped.